Hello guys, so here's how to export stems properly in Logic. So right here I have a job that is finished, okay, at production stage, but now I want to send it out to a mixing and mastering engineering. Not like I don't do that myself, I do, but sometimes you just want someone's hands, okay, someone who is probably better or will listen to it from a different perspective to work on it. So now when you want to send out to someone to mix, there are options, okay. You may want to send with your idea of the mix so that they have it, and then sometimes you might just want to send everything blank, so you have different options in Logic Pro X. So let's go into it quickly. So I want to select this, I want to send this track out, so I just take my selector to begin. I'm not selecting anything out, okay. So I go to files, okay, files over here, and then I go to export. Now assuming I selected excuse me. Okay, so assuming I had my selector tool on this, okay, if I selected one like that, if I come over to export, it will ask me if I want to export one region as audio file, okay, or one track as audio file. Now if I selected probably, let's say 3, you will see what it will ask me. You see that 9 regions as audio files. Okay, now it's not really counting 9 regions, it's counting the broken. You can see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. You can see I sliced a track into bits. So you have different options to take different bits of something separately. Maybe you are trying to chop bits or you are trying to chop samples. This is where you do it. But no, I want to export the entire track. So what I do is I'm not selecting anything, okay. I'm just going to go to export, okay, not bounce. Take note, not bounce is for something entirely different, okay. I'm going to go to export and I will say all tracks, export all tracks as audio file, okay, and we'll take that, okay. So now for decency, if you export, okay, obviously I'll take this is where my inside bounces, Logic Pro X bounces, that's where your tracks are. But I don't want to export and it just lands here. So what I'll do is I'll create a folder in that folder, within the folder where I export my tracks to. So I'll go to show in Finder, okay. So I'm in Finder here and I'll just create a new one here. I could say new folder, okay, and call it Blessing, because the title of the track is Blessing. So I'll call Blessing Stems, okay. So having done that, I can now come back Blessing Stems. You see that? So it's going to export everything to Blessing Stems. So trim silence at file end, okay. So this will make it stop abruptly. It will trim it and make it neat, which is nice. And then I want my file type at wave, okay, and then 24-bit is fine for me, okay. Now bypass, look at these options. It says bypass effects plugins. Now by bypass effect plugins, we mean that in my mix, when I was creating this, I have some plugins on certain parts of the song, but I don't want them to go out. Like I want it to just go raw to the mix engineer. So I'm going to say bypass, okay, and then include volume pan. I did some panning or some adjustments of volume or some automation. No, I don't want it included, so I'm not clicking that, okay. Make sure that is unchecked, but if you want it, you can check it. Probably you've done some things that you want the engineer to pick up from there to have an idea of what you want done. And then include audio tail, not necessarily, excuse me, and include tempo information. That's very necessary, even though some people don't do that, but that's very necessary. So that now including tempo information means that when he drops it in the DAW is able to sense the tempo information, which is very, very necessary for mixing, because certain plugins like reverb delay, for you to set your delay time, it works with your tempo. For you to set your reverb, it works with your tempo, okay. So that's include the information. And overload protection is fine, okay. We don't need on and off, it's just okay. Overload protection, this is how you want to name it. Track name, okay, and I've already selected my destination, so it's going to have the track name, that's the name inside, okay. So that's about all, and then we're going to click export, and it's going to do that very quickly, okay. Now, so when we go into our folder, okay, so we can see stems there, and everything is in there, from backups to drums. Okay, and it should be able to play it individually. You see that? Okay, and sub bass, nani, everything is in there. Lead new. Okay, so everything we need for the song is in here already. So that's how to export stems. So what you need to do as a producer, you could just, as the mix engineer, you could just take the file like this and dump it in your VST, in your DAW of choice, and you're good to go. So that's how it's done properly. Thank you for listening. I hope this helped somebody. Till the next one. Bye-bye.